Welcome back to SaharaTV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. In continuation of our coverage of this election, the governorship election across Nigeria, we have the governorship candidate for the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Plateau State joining us now. His name is Honorable Simon Lalong. He was a former speaker of Plateau State. Mr. Lalong, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me start by asking you, did you vote today and how was the process?
Yeah, I voted. I just finished voting. The process was very clean, very clear. And the candidates worked, and everybody was accredited before we all voted. So there was no problem in the polling unit that voted. There was no problem with the candidate.
Okay. What about across Plateau State? What reports are you getting? Did the process go well?
I think generally the candidate was effectively used. I didn't have any problem where the candidate was not used, except those areas where they initially said they didn't want the use of candidates.
Why did they say that?
Well, the governor, the sitting governor and the candidate of the PDP initially were seriously against the use of candidates. They preferred to use the temporary voters card. So they kept on consistently making, instructing their supporters not to agree to the use of the candidate.
So did you support that idea because that's a recipe for rigging? Hello? Mr. Lalong, can you hear me? Okay, I think we lost our connection with him. When we reconnect with him, we are going to continue our interview. We want to find out what the chances he has winning in Plateau State. We know that in the presidential election, there was a very close contest where the PDP won in Plateau State with about 549,000 votes, while the APC had 429,000 votes. So when we get back the candidates, we will find out from him what chances are and what the turnout looks like, because everything in this election will depend on the turnout. All right. So, Honorable Lalong, I was asking, so did you support the idea of some places not using card reader when we know that that's an opportunity for people to rig?
I don't believe, I didn't support it at all right from the beginning. I've studied card readers, the use of card readers in some countries like Ghana. And I believe that it is only card reader, especially in Africa, that will bring in a credible election. And so from the beginning and up to the time of the presidential election, I've been very consistent that we must adopt the use of the card reader. We did that in the presidential election, and with a lot of improvement, we prefer that to the present election. And that is the reason why today you are seeing that in a lot of places, elections are, after the election, the declaration of results, you see people jubilating. No fight, nothing.
So how do you rate the turnout for today's election?
Yes, of course, the turnout today was not, I will not say compared to the presidential election, the same. There was a little bit of a low turnout today.
Now, during the presidential election, PDP won Plateau State with 549,000 votes, while your party, APC, got 429,000. The gap is about 100,000. Do you think you are going to overcome that to win?
No, that is even not a determining factor for the governorship election.
Okay.
In the last election, the gap was 1.2 million, so about 300,000. But in this case, it was seriously a match. So, and the circumstances are quite different. In the presidential election, religion was effectively used on the plateau, being what they call Christian state, because there is Christian majority. So Buhari being a Muslim, Jonathan a Christian, and that was heavily used But because people wanted change, they didn't bother about religion. Of course, religion played a factor, but there were many people who didn't bother about religion. They just wanted change. That was why you see the improvement there of just 100,000 cap. But the gubernatorial election is quite different. There are so many reasons for change in the gubernatorial election. One, that the government is not performing. There are bad governance in the state. The turning around governance to issue of nepotism, introducing nepotism, introducing tribalism, and then a lot of things. Corruption was getting too much in the state. And when people complain, the governor now brought in his nephew to continue. So for grievances like that, accumulation of grievances on one side against a government that has not performed, as far as I'm concerned, is the reason for a change on the Plateau. So on that, you'll see a different pattern, That's why I will tell you that there is no way APC cannot win on the Plateau.
All right. You mentioned that the issue of the candidate being a cousin or relation of the governor. Now, what about the Buhari factor? Is that in play in Plateau State? The fact that some voters will want their governor to be from the party in charge of the federal government. Is that going to be in your favor?
Yeah. It's also part of it. You know, for a very long time, people have been running away from being opposition in the entire system. We were only opposition in 1979. We were NPP and the federal government was MPN. We suffered for it. Our state suffered for it. After that, Plateau people refused to identify, to now go along in opposition. So in 1999, we went with the PDP. So PDP, the state was entirely PDP until the actions of this present government, of the governor himself. And so they've shifted to APC. And now with this election, we already have a federal government that is APC. So many people are now, in the last 2 or 3 days, you will see a lot of the camping from PDP to APC on the Plateau because people want to move with the federal system. Nobody wants to be in the opposition.
Okay, I wanted to know, because we are getting reports of some incidents in some places across the country, including Plateau State. How are the security forces officials, how are they doing in this election so far? Well,
so far today, I think they are doing very well compared to the last election. They are doing, because they are, from all the reports and complaints that were given them, they are taking very swift action. I am told we just reported, we just made a complaint within 10 or 15 minutes, and the next thing I heard that, yes, those people were arrested. Some people were arrested with ballot papers. They were arrested and right now at the headquarters of the police. So, but last election complaints were coming and nothing was being done about it. But in this election, I will tell you that the way we are relating with the security, they are doing very well. They are doing very well. For every action, you see security there.
Did you get the report that someone was killed in Plateau State with running away with ballot papers?
Yes, I had that report. You know, my local government is far away from the headquarters, but then I got the report that somebody wanted to run away with the ballot box.
But do you know which party is doing that? Do you know?
It's PDP. If it is APC, I would have known. It's PDP. PDP wanted to run because that place, the area in question, is heavily populated by APC. In fact, it's just 90-something% APC. Ali Kazaure is 90-something% APC. That, of course, is also where the gubernatorial candidate of the PDP grew up.
All right.
He grew up in that place, but he's no longer settling in that place.
Okay, now we also know that you were Speaker of the State House of Assembly at one point.
Yes.
So, and you did that under PDP, is that correct?
Yes, I was Speaker under PDP.
Under PDP.
From 2000 to 2006.
Okay. So why did you think that the PDP is now a failed party and you had to go in to be governor under APC?
No, that time there was no injustice. You know, we started the PDP in 1999, contested election twice into the House, and I was elected twice as the Speaker of the House. But gradually, when we left office, before we even left office, something was introduced, and injustice, lack of rule of law, that towards the tail end of Obasanjo's regime. You find a lot of authoritative decisions, and the entire PDP was no longer PDP. The PDP we used to know. So people wanted to stay in PDP, but then the atmosphere was not conducive. We started running away. As for me, I didn't run away from PDP. I was chased out of PDP. My name was deleted from PDP. I wanted to come back and register. I was not given opportunity to register. So I remained outside for a very long time until this idea of merger came in. And I saw comfort in the APC. I went into the APC, contested election because I knew through APC I saw a wind of change blowing all over Nigeria.
Now, when do you hope to get the result of this election out? Do you know when the result will be out? If it is from our system, that is from our situation room, from the report I'm getting from the situation room. For me, I should know my result before the next 12 hours. For the next 12 hours, because our situation room, that is getting the report from the situation room. But I know Nigeria, like we did in the presidential election, you add up their problems, little problems here. But we expect that by tomorrow we should be able to get the results out. Okay. All right. We will call you again along either today or tomorrow and hear from you about how it's turning out.
Yes, I'll be very grateful.
All right.
Very grateful.
Thank you, Honorable Simon Lalong, for joining us. When we come back, we are going to continue our coverage of the 2015 governorship elections taking place across Nigeria today. Stay tuned.